जगा लो, होगा दूर अंधेरा। ओम शांति, ओम शांति, ओम शांति। ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्म मुख से मधुर वाणी, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे, ओम ओम। ओम की इस मधुर ध्वनि से किया परिवर्तन। प्रेम शांति सिखा के बदला सभी का जीवन। आदि देव प्रजापिता श्री बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्मा मुख से मधुर वाणी, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे, ओम ओम। सोहनी सूरत मोहनी मूरत, ज्ञान के मोती। भव्य मुख पर चंद्रमासी, चमकती ज्योति। दिव्य दर्शन दिव्य वाणी, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्मा मुख से मधुर वाणी, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे, ओम ओम। विश्व में थी पाप की जब घटा छाई, तब विभूति आप जैसी धरती पे आई। एक तार में बंध के सारे, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्मा मुख से मधुर वाणी, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्मा मुख से मधुर वाणी, बोलते ध्वनियों। ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे, ओम ओम ओम।
Om Shanti. Baba has given the utmost decoration to this confluence age. Even in the world, the significances of this confluence age, because when we give donation or when we perform charitable actions, when we perform tapasya during this confluence season, that comes in a the return will be multifold. So Baba just while singing the praise of this age, what should you do and what shouldn't be done? So Baba tells the most importance is given to the purity, because to the extent my intellect becomes very clean and pure, it becomes like the bead. So accordingly I'll be able to imbibe Baba's versions. If there is a lack, even if there is a trace of impurity, then that brings us from that Sato Pradhan, brings us down from the Sato Pradhan stage. You shouldn't have attachment to anything. Those who have attained the highest elevated position, they have done the renunciation. They have renounced. Those who had to write, they have written. What's the attachment? That's the root cause of all the suffering. And that, of course, it's the most important. That causes obstacle even in the tapasya. And we have to, how can we finish this attachment? Because the king just left his entire kingdom. So Dadiji just renounced the attachment to the bones or the flesh. Until you get rid from this attachment, you will not be able to perform tapasya. So Baba draws our attention to two things. Let's listen to Baba's Murli, and today's date is 16th July. The essence. Sweet children, this is the confluence age in which you become the most elevated. Therefore, don't commit any sin in this age. This has to be paid attention. Even by mistake, I shouldn't perform anything which creates that sin. Question: what's the greatest charity that you children perform at the confluence age? What's the greatest charity that you children perform at the confluence age? All the elder sisters are sitting. Of course, we have old brothers. And whereas these sisters have surrendered their lives and they take the number one position, Baba says we should surrender ourselves to the Father. Baba says there must be the complete sacrifice. That's the greatest charitable action. So let's listen. So answer: you completely surrender yourselves to the Father. That is, you completely sacrifice yourselves. That's the greatest act of charity. You are now ending your attachment from what? To the household families, to the business activities, or whatever the other things we have. You are making effort to forget your own children, then homes and families. This is your vow. It's not the vow of one day, that's today is the full moon day, or people just fast for one day, maybe because of the different occasions. But Baba says we must take this vow for the entire life, and that happens only once. Baba says, when you die, the world is dead for you. The moment our attachment is removed, then it doesn't make much difference. So you are now being liberated from those vicious relationships. So Baba says, if we want to experience the liberation in life, we must be liberated from these things, else there will be a pull towards that. If we wish to go with the Father, then we shouldn't have any subtle bondage. So song, why should the moth not burn and sacrifice itself to the flame? It happens in one shot. Om Shanti. All of that praises of the Father on the path of devotion. The praise is sung by the moths to the flame. Since the Father has come, why shouldn't you belong to Him when you are alive? To die alive is to be adopted. Baba says, those who adopt Baba in every relationship, those are called those who die alive. Previously you belonged to the devilish families, now you belong to the God's family. God has come and adopted you while you are alive. So you have adopted God. We have renounced the body and the bodily relations and the religions, and then we have forged that relationship with Baba, which in turn Baba also adopts us then. So that's called seeking refuge. They sing, right? I come and seek refuge with you. So we can only seek His refuge when He comes. Only when He comes, shows His power, His splendor, can you attain refuge with Him. Only He is the Almighty Authority. He truly does have the power to attract. Baba says, those who become Baba's children, so Baba says He makes you renounce everything. Those who truly become sons and daughters of the Father are fed up with the devilish relationships. They ask Baba, when will these relationships break? All of those old relationships have to be forgotten here. When a soul separates from his body, all the bondages finish. You know, at this time there is to be death for everyone. And all of those bondages are vicious. You children now wish to have viceless relationships. People say when you visit Brahma Kumaris, there is this one, magic. The magic of what? The altruistic love of the Supreme Father. That's the magic. So whoever comes here, he gets influenced. Why? Those who don't wish to have anything, they are the emperors, because we don't have any kind of expectation from anyone, anything. Because when we found the Father, our wishes, we don't have any limited wishes. So Baba says you had viceless relationships and the vicious relationships existed. You will again have viceless relationships, and these things aren't in the intellect of anyone else. You children know you are making effort to become free from the devilish bondage. You have yoga with the one Father. On one side is Ravan, on the other side is Ram. The world doesn't know all of these things. They say they wish to have the kingdom of Ram, but no one understands that this entire world is in the kingdom of Ravan. There used to be, you meet anyone in the world, it's not a, you will find all these things, 5 things, of course the faces of the human beings, but the features are of the Ravan. That's why Baba says on one side is Ram and on the other side is Ravan. And there used to be purity, peace and happiness in the kingdom of Ram. It doesn't exist now. However, they don't experience what they speak about. It's remembered that all souls are Sitas. It's not a question of one Sita or one Arjun or one Draupadi. That's the matter of all of you. Ravan exists in every home, and Ravan abducted Sita. Of course, Draupadi also calls out to the Lord to protect her. So Baba just gives this example. All of you are like Arjun. You say Arjun is the lucky chariot. The father says, I take the chariot of this ordinary old body. They have then shown a horse chariot in the pictures. That's called ignorance. You children understand all those scriptures belong to the path of devotion. And no one can understand these things until they take 7 days course. Devotion is separate. This knowledge is given by Baba. You don't find this knowledge anywhere in the world. Baba says devotion is separate, and they speak of knowledge, devotion and disinterest. In fact, disinterest of the sannyasis isn't real, because they go into the forest and return to live in cities. Because the sannyasis say that they have renounced everything. And they also teach that renunciation is not a good thing. Because why isn't not good? Because they go to forest for a short time, then they come back to cities and they build their buildings. So they simply say they have left their homes and families. They have disinterest in the whole of the old world. This is something real that's limited, and that's why it's called Hatha Yoga, the limited disinterest. This is the most amazing thing, that while living there we have disinterest. This is the most unique disinterest which is taught by Baba. You children know that the old world is now to end, and you must definitely have disinterest in it. What do you know? What do you children know? Baba says this old world is to end, and you must definitely have disinterest in it. The intellect also says when a new house has been built, the old one is demolished. You know, preparations are now being made. The confluence age will definitely come after the Iron Age. This is called the most elevated age. And this is also the most elevated month of charity. Your age is the most elevated age. Baba says one should recognize that. Baba says that's the elevated season, but this is the age they make donations and perform charity in the month of charity. You sacrifice everything in this most auspicious confluence age. They just perform, they just copy whatever we do. We sacrifice ourselves. You know that the whole of this world is to be, of course, sacrificed. Then why shouldn't we sacrifice ourselves before the whole world gets sacrificed? Anyways, all the materialistic things and the possessions, So when everything is going, we should sacrifice ourselves before the time. So Baba says, when you do like that, you receive so much charity from that. This is a limited month of charity. That's what's on the devotion. That's the limited month of charity, whereas this is a matter of the unlimited, and this is the age to make the human soul very elevated, and people listen to many religious stories and hold fast, etc. In the month of charity, you observe a very big fast. Although you have homes, children, families, you have removed your attachment to them from your hearts. When you die, the world is dead for you. Baba just says, you know, all of this is to finish. We now belong to the Father in order to become the most elevated. Out of all human beings, Lakshmi and Narayan in front of you are the most elevated. There can't be any human beings more elevated than Lakshmi and Narayan. They were the masters of the world. You have come here to become the most elevated beings like them. All, what's our aim and objective? Baba just keeps that in front of us. All human beings receive salvation. When human souls become the most elevated beings, their residences have to be the highest, just as the president has the highest status. He's given the president's house to stay. That's such a grand building with huge beautiful gardens, etc. This applies here. You are the ones who know the kingdom of Ram. How many rooms, how much there is so much. So Baba says that applies here, but you are the ones who know the kingdom of Ram. When you become the most elevated beings of the golden age, the elevated beings of the iron age will no longer remain. You are making effort to become the golden aged elevated beings. And you know what your palaces will be like. Tomorrow you will be in the kingdom of Ram. What palaces will be in the future? We don't find such palaces here. You will be the most elevated beings in the kingdom of Ram. You issue a challenge saying you will change the kingdom of Ravan and establish the kingdom of Ram. Now that you have issued this challenge, you have to help one another become the most elevated for your future 21 births. The praise song of the deities is full of all virtues, 16 celestial degrees full, those whose supreme religion is that of non-violence. You know this, no one else knows this. You will become the most elevated beings in your next birth, and no one of this kingdom of Ravan will then remain. You now have all of this knowledge. The kingdom of Ravan is now coming to an end. The entire kingdom itself is going to be finished. So Baba says there is no guarantee anything even of time. There can be sudden untimely death, and if there is enmity, you could easily be killed by someone. No one can kill you. You are the eternally most elevated beings. Because we don't have any enemies. Do we have? So Baba says you are the eternally the most elevated beings. Everything here in the kingdom of Ravan is perishable. People don't know about your deity kingdom. You know that you are establishing your deity sovereignty by following Srimad. Those who are worshipped must definitely have departed after carrying out good task. If you have done good task, then you wouldn't become worthy of worship. You know this. And look how much Jagadamba is worshipped. She is the goddess of knowledge. You daughters of Jagadamba are becoming goddesses of knowledge and princess. Who is the most elevated? Who is the more elevated from two? Our goddess of knowledge or the princess of the future? People go to the goddess of the knowledge and they speak of various types of desires. They ask for many things. There is a lot of difference between Jagadamba temple and that of Lakshmi Narayan. The Jagadamba temple is very small and people would like to see the huge crowds even in small places. There are so many crowds at the Srinath temple. They sometimes even hit people with a laundry stick to move them forward. Baba just takes us to the tour. Excuse me. Now the Kali temple in Calcutta is so small. They have so much oil and water everywhere there. You have to go there very carefully. There are so many crowds there. The Lakshmi and Narayan's temple is very big. Why is the Jagdamba temple so small? Because she is poor, so the temple also portrays poverty. Lakshmi and Narayan are wealthy. That's why their temple also is so huge and magnificent. So you don't find any gatherings at the temples, and there are many gatherings at the Jagadamba temple. Many people from abroad go there to see it. You just visit. Because when you go to Himachal Pradesh, you find the idols which are very small idols, and that's the memorial of how while doing tapasya the form becomes very subtle, and you know that. So you know that Lakshmi and Narayan are included in that, and there is this Mahalakshmi temple, and people only ask them for wealth because they become wealthy. Here you have the imperishable jewels of this knowledge, and they go to Lakshmi for wealth, but they go to Jagadamba to have all other desires fulfilled. You are the children of Jagadamba. When you visit Vaishnava Devi's cave, when you just enter that cave, you get struck sometimes, because it is however huge the temple is built, but the entrance door is always small, because you have to just bow down, bend and go to have the glimpse of the idol. So all other mantras that people gave have no meaning to them. The father explains why he gives you this mantra. It's because you are impure, and all of your desires for 21 births are being fulfilled with just one mantra. What's that great mantra? That is Man Above. Baba gives this one mantra. So whatever is given by any other person, that doesn't have much meaning. Baba explains, because why does Baba give you this mantra? Because you are impure. Only when you constantly remember him alone will you become pure. No one except the Father can say this to souls. This proves that only the Father, one Father, teaches this easy Raj Yoga. He alone gives you the mantra, and he also gave you the mantra 5,000 years ago. You have now remembered this and you are now sitting personally in front of him. Christ has been and gone, and so people continue to read his Bible. What did he do when he came? He established a religion. You know what Shiv Baba did when he was here and what Sri Krishna did when he was here. Sri Krishna was a prince of the golden age and he became Narayan. Then he continued to take rebirth. It's because Shiv Baba did something when he was here. He is worshipped so much. You now know that he taught you Raj Yoga. So Baba just who transformed the entire world. It is Shiv Baba who has done. Who purified the impure ones. It is Shiv Baba. Who has come to transform us from ordinary human beings into elevated beings. So it's Baba who has come. So Baba has come and done something. That's why he's worshipped so much. You now know that he taught you Raj Yoga. He made Bharat into heaven. And he himself didn't become the number one master of it, of course. It was Sri Krishna who became that. You now understand that he definitely taught Sri Krishna's soul. You, the dynasty of Sri Krishna, are sitting here. The king and queen are like mother and father, the providers. Of course, you are Brahma Kumaris, but in Rajasthan too, a king is said to be the provider of food. People of the world consider their father to be the bestower. Considering the king as the bestower is still fine, whereas even the father is considered as the bestower in the family. There is so much respect for kings. In the earlier days, all the complaints would be made to the kings when they held court. If anyone had made a mistake, he would regret it a lot. Nowadays, there are many jailbirds. They continue to go to jail frequently. They just come out, they do something, they again go. That's why they are jailbirds. They just go to jail frequently. You children don't have to go into the jail of a womb. You have to go into the palace of a womb. Therefore, you have to remember the Father so that your sins can be absolved. You won't go into the jail of a womb. There is no sin committed here. Everyone stays in the palace of a womb. It's just because someone made less effort, they attain a low status. Those who claim the high status also have a lot of happiness. Here, a governor or president is appointed for only 5 years. You can explain Bharat alone was the divine land of kings. There is no longer the land of kings or any kings or queens. Previously, anyone who gave money to the government would be able to receive a title of emperor or the empress. Here, this is your study. Those kings and queens aren't created by their studying. You have an aim and objective. You become the emperors or the empresses of the world, not just the kings and queens through this study. The title of kings and queens began in the Silver Age. You are now becoming gods and goddesses of this knowledge, with which you will then become prince or the princess. Who will make you this? God. With Raj Yoga and with this knowledge, this is your aim and objective. It's not becoming a king or a queen, because that starts from the Silver Age. Yours is the emperor or the empress. So Baba says, you are now becoming the god and the goddesses of knowledge. Then you will become the prince or the princess. Who will make you this? God. How? With Raj Yoga and this knowledge. Remember the Father. In order to attain a kingdom, the Father is making you into the masters of heaven. This is very easy. It's only God, the Father, who establishes heaven. He doesn't establish heaven in heaven. The hell will be changed into heaven. So Baba says, the Baba will not create a heaven in heaven. They definitely receive their status at the confluence age, which is why this is called the most beautiful, benevolent confluence age. The Father brings so much benefit to you children that he makes you into the masters of heaven. They say the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul creates a new world. However, no one knows who rules that world. You understand what the kingdom of Ram is. They have given the kingdom of Ram a duration of hundreds of thousands of years. They have given the Iron Age a duration of 40,000 years. The Father says, I only come at the confluence age. I come and establish the land of Vishnu through Brahma. This is also the story of the true Narayan. In the golden age, you become Lakshmi and Narayan, full of all virtues, 16 celestial degrees full. Then the degrees continues to decrease. When the establishment has taken place, it's called the new tree. When a new building is built, it's new. When you go into the golden age, it will be called a new kingdom, or the degrees will decrease. Establishment takes place here. These wonderful things aren't in anyone's intellect. The Father has explained this is the age for all souls to become the most elevated of all. Liberation in life is said to be the most elevated status. It's not said that a life of bondage is an elevated stage. At this time, all are in a life of bondage. The Father comes and makes everyone liberated in life. You will remain liberated in life for half a cycle and then become bound in a life of bondage. You understand this? What's your vow and discipline? Baba came and made you observe a fast. It's not a question of fasting a food or from drink. Do everything, but just remember the Father and become pure. So the discipline and the vow is of the purity, is to just renounce the attachment and just sacrifice oneself to one God. It's not about the food or drink. One day you just stop having salt, this, that. Baba says do everything, but two things are very important. Just remember the Father and the purity. Generally, in the auspicious month of charity, many people remain pure. In fact, it's the respect for this most elevated age. And therefore, you should have so much happiness and intoxication. You must now no longer perform any sinful actions because you are becoming the most elevated beings. Baba says the discussion is of the most elevated age. That is, people of the world just sacrifice, they offer donations, then they do some kind of charitable actions. They just copy whatever is done at the confluence age by us. So you must have so much intoxication and happiness. How much? Why? Why shouldn't you perform any sinful action? Because you are becoming the most elevated beings. Acha. To you, sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning to from the mother, father, and Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you, spiritual children, and we spiritual children also offer love, remembrance, and say good morning, Namaste to the mother, father, and Bap Dada. Did you wish the essence for Dharana, the first one? In order to become liberated in life in this most auspicious age, perform charitable actions. What was the essence in this love letter of 4 pages? In order to become liberated in life in this most auspicious age, perform charitable actions and definitely become pure. While having a home and family, remove any attachment to them from your heart. Second, follow Srimad and establish the deity kingdom with your mind, body, wealth. Serve to make everyone into the most elevated beings. When we are doing some very such incredible task, people of the world feel very inspired to contribute, and they just say that, can I give a check of so and so amount? Then we respond, we don't accept such things. So Baba says you have to use your resources, that is your mind, body, wealth, in the establishment of the deity religion. Today's blessing: may you be a constant yogi and make yourself an easy yogi by cooperating with the Father. Just bless yourself with this blessing. Make yourself an easy yogi by cooperating with the Father. What do you become? You become constant yogis. Have you understood? What's our yoga? That should be the constant yoga. We shouldn't find the difference. It should be continuous and there must be that consistency. To cooperate with the Father at the confluence age is the way to become an easy yogi. Those whose every thought, word, action are in cooperation with the Father for his task of establishing the kingdom are said to be knowledgeful. Those whose every thought, word, and action are in cooperation with the Father for his task of establishing the kingdom. So such souls are called knowledgeful. They are yogi souls and they are true servers. If not with your mind, then with your body. If not with your body, with your wealth. If not with your wealth, you can cooperate in whatever way you can, for this too is yoga. If you just wish to establish the Ram's kingdom, so right from the thought, we have to use all those treasures. Since you belong to the Father, it's just you and the Father, no third person. In this way, you will become a constant yogi. Slogan: to tolerate, that is to, sometimes we find it difficult to tolerate. So Baba says To tolerate, that is to die at the confluence age, is to claim the kingdom of heaven. So the idol is made by the idol has to tolerate, because when it's hit by the hammer, today's object signal stay in the volcanic stage and experience powerful remembrance according to the time. Whatever karmic accounts remain of your mind, your relationships and connections, burn them with the volcanic remembrance. And Baba says, whatever is left. So Baba says, this is the time to settle. And when the time is there, you just Bab Dada has passed you in the subject of love, but let the love become like a fire. The fire burning in the world of corruption and violence will finish in the fire. How should be your fire? Of course, you have that desire that we are coming, we are listening to Murli, we are doing. When we just become careless and lazy, when we come with various excuses, Baba says, when we come up with various excuses, things will not be settled. If we wish to get it settled, then we must have the volcanic remembrance, because the world which is burning, if you have, Baba says, you have passed, but your should become a fire, because the world of corruption and the violence will finish in the fire of yoga through the volcanic remembrance of you children. The fire, there is a lot of corruption and violence in the world. We have to burn that entire this violent world with the volcanic remembrance. So let's listen to the specialities of respected Didi Manmohini ji. Of course, we don't have the Patra Pushpa. Of course, we are listening to we have been listening to the specialities of Didi, and she was the mine of all the specialities. Let's remember Baba. Today is Satgurvar. Om Shanti. Today is Satgurvar, and we will offer bhog to Sweet Baba. And today the bhog is offered on behalf of the Shantivan resident, that is Prem brother. And the evening meditation from 6 to 8 is in conference hall. Tomorrow's Amrit Vela will be in conference hall, and the Murli class is in Diamond Hall. The trans messenger sister comes, and then bhog will be offered. Airtel is offering postpaid plan to Brahma Kumaris. If you just wish to have additional information, you can either visit Lalit Brothers office, which is on first floor, or Babu Brother of Telephone Exchange Department. Om Shanti. I just reached the subtle region to offer a book to Baba. Whoever has offered special remembrance, usually I give that message, or I just tell Baba. Baba asked, child, what's happening in that physical world? Baba sisters, what tea and Shibir programs are going on? Then Baba just smiled for a moment. Baba's children visit Baba's home to feel power in themselves. And to especially meet Father. Of course, they have that meeting, but when they come here, when they sit in Baba's room, children usually have different experiences. While saying this, then Baba said, special Baba's children have come. Those who are Baba's right hands and those who are serviceable children. And those who just fulfill the wish of all the souls. You children were listening to today's Murli, right? Today's Murli was about Jagadamba and Lakshmi. What do you children consider yourselves? So Baba just explained there is the role of Jagadamba or Amba which is going on, and people just worship and sing the praise of the goddess Lakshmi once in a year, whereas in front of the idol of Jagadamba, the devotees, they just visit the temple every day with their wish, and they just keep that in front of that goddess, and their wish is fulfilled. Because at the confluence age, you all instrument children, you become the world mother, and you are the world's Amba, because you are the ones who will uplift the world. The child, the sister, whoever is at whichever place, we have to make our stage like that. Whoever, maybe, or Baba's children, when someone comes to Baba's home in order to attain something, the role of Amba lies in fulfilling the wish of the person whoever comes. Because during Sakar Mama Baba's time, many children didn't share anything with Baba, but they used to they were very keen to tell Mama, and they used to get everything sorted. So in the same way, today we have various goddesses, but in that the special worship is done of Jagadamba. And even the devotee children, they also worship the deity every day. Of course, we celebrate Navaratri twice in a year, whereas Baba is just seeing you children in that form at Baba's home, in Baba's place. What kind of children come? We have to discern, and we have to make them content. We have to make them complete. That's the task of you children or sisters. The Baba has made you sit on that seat. While sitting on the seat, we have to make our stage also be stable. Baba was just relating this with a lot of love. Baba sometimes is merciful towards his children. Children make a lot of effort and they do service. This confidence stage is just meant to create the fortune through the service, and of course the reward is definitely received in the golden age. Baba was just relating this, and there were many bhog dishes in front of Baba. Of course, every Satguruvar, Baba, everyone just offers bhog to Baba, and Baba just gives drishti to all those. And Baba was accepting the bhog with a lot of love, and Baba said many children's thoughts reach Baba in the form of remembrance. And Baba also understands when such things come in front of Baba, the intentions of the children or whatever is their wish. And bhog was on behalf of Prem brother, and Baba just emerged that brother, and Baba just fed bhog to him. And while emerging all other souls, Baba just fed bhog to all the children, and Baba gave a lot of love and remembrance to all the children. While carrying that, I just reached the physical world. Let's listen to the teachings of respected Dadi Gulzarji. So we have placed Baba in our hearts, haven't we? Everyone has raised it, right? Have you raised yours? Have you placed him in your hearts? Wave your hands, mothers. Have you? If any waste thought comes to you, where does it come? It comes in the mind. So you have placed God in your heart, and you are creating waste thoughts. So what are you offering it to God? Are you offering a garland of flowers, or are you putting the garbage? So why do you do this? Is that good? Do you like to throw garbage? So at that moment, just remember in this way not to let useless thoughts remain in your heart. Om Shanti.